podcast by Dr. Monica Nagpal. We did not inherit this world like this, then how can we give this to our next generation in this form? We need to reflect mindfully on our core values and make conscious efforts towards protecting the planet and also achieve all sustainable development goals. With BUNIYAAD, I, Monica Nagpal, will bring to fore sustainability champions who are striving to bring back harmony with the nature and also dignity of each life. Namaskar दोस्तों and welcome to BUNIYAAD, laying the foundation of sustainable living. Today we have Shailaja with us. Welcome Shailaja.
Namaste, Monica ji.
So Shailaja is working on a wonderful goal, which we will be just finding out. She is the founder of Reimagined, and Reimagined does not have an E in it. So she is doing something very different, actually. And the way she has progressed from where she was to here is going to be unimaginable. The way a single woman can do so much. So yeah, we are going to just roll on and find out more about what she is doing and what she is. Yes, Shailaja, please introduce yourself.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Shailaja. I'm founder of the enterprise Reimagined. We are an enterprise working towards making upcycling a global movement, right? So when we talk about upcycling, we are talking about creating different lifestyle products from waste. So this is an enterprise that was started 8 years ago, and the journey continues. So
Wonderful.
That's about Reimagined in a nutshell.
Wonderful, wonderful. So you cannot reimagine unless we speak more about it. So that is what Shailaja is going to unfold slowly, but we'll go a little back and we'll find out what her professional journey has been and how she has been taken coming from where she is to now coming to upcycling things. Yes, please, Shailaja.
So I'm a first-gen entrepreneur. We are a family of academicians, actually. And so the regular predictable path of engineering followed by MBA, followed by a job is what was my journey when I started. So I was working as a supply chain consultant for 15 years. And it was during that time that I got involved with the solid waste management. Right. It was more to do with waste segregation and handling within my own apartment complex. So we were 4 volunteers who came together to put together the process in our own community of 132 flats. And this was more than a decade ago when nobody was really aware of waste handling, waste management, segregation, etc. So there was a lot of reading upon it, understanding the climate impact, etc. And that, I have to admit, it was a revelation to me. That as individuals, as households, how much impact we have on the environment was something that kind of became surprising, and it came as a surprise to me because I was not aware of what was happening beyond my own doorstep, right? And so it started off with understanding the end-to-end process of waste segregation and handling, and then I went the next step where I was involved with a citizen voluntary group called Whitefield Rising, which is a very active citizen group here in this part of Bangalore, where I kind of got involved and trying to educate and create more awareness beyond my own community. So while I was in the corporate job, the weekends was dedicated to doing this voluntary work, where I would go to different apartment complexes, understand their volume of waste that they were generating. How can they handle it better? How can they tie up with responsible vendors who will ensure that the waste is routed to the right places as well, right? And it was around this time that I also realized that the kind of infrastructure our country has to handle waste is not really geared up to tackle the volume of waste we are generating. So it was all like taking a step back and saying, okay, what can we do better, right? Waste segregation is a must, no two ways about it. Otherwise, we can't even talk about environment, right? But then I also realized that as a consumer, am I doing enough just by segregating my waste, or can I do something better?
Hmm.
So it was just about recollecting my own childhood where there was no concept of household waste because we never generated any waste.
Hmm.
That is the core to Indian living, right? And there was no plastic, there was no packaged stuff available at that time. So, but still, other than plastic, also there is so much other waste that we generate today. So how come it was not there earlier?
Hmm.
The only clear answer was we never threw away anything like that. We
Hmm.
always used a material, kept repurposing the material till there was nothing left of it. It's a very simple thing, right? For me, it's very easy to explain to the Indians what this concept is all about because old cotton sarees became dohas. From dohas, it became something else to a rag cloth. End of it, there's nothing left. What is it there? What is there to throw away, right? That is
Actually.
what upcycling is all about. So I was asking myself, am I doing enough by segregating waste? Or is it just another version of me going and buying PET bottles, water in those bottles, and say, I'm putting in my recycle bin? I've done
Hmm.
my deed, right?
Hmm.
But we all know that not even 10% of plastic waste gets recycled.
Yes.
So, how is this any different?
Hmm.
The I said, okay, over the last few years, like of my when I started the journey, I also changed my own personal consumption.
Hmm.
From affordable, it became a need-based consumption. I would
Yeah.
always ask myself, do I need it? Do I need
Yes.
to buy it?
Yes.
And trust me, many of the cases it was like, oh, it's nice to have, not must have, right?
Yeah.
My own consumption changed. So it was all this self-awareness journey of consumption. And I realized that as an individual, what is the difference that I can make?
Hmm.
That slowly led me to think about doing something beyond educating people about waste segregation. And
Right.
I didn't want to go to people talking about the problem, right?
Hmm.
Ideally, don't consume.
Yeah.
But that's not going to
Yes.
address the issue, right? That is never
Yeah.
going to happen. Okay, so how can you consume but consume responsibly and not really dump so much, not really use up so much virgin resource as well? That is what is upcycling. So from this thought, Remagine was launched 8 years ago. It was
Yeah.
just this aha moment for me to say.
Wow. Yes. So this is your that where you actually understood the concept of sustainability, which was there, and you read about so much about that. I would just like to share on this one thing, what you were because we are talking all about sustainable goal 12, which is
Right,
ensuring sustainable consumption and production patterns, which is actually the key to sustain the livelihoods of current and future generations. So,
true,
one of the data says here that our planet is running out of resources, but populations are continuing to grow. And if the global population reaches 9.8 billion in 2050, the equivalent of almost three planets will be required to provide the natural resources needed to sustain current lifestyles. So, can you
true.
imagine the kind of consumption we are actually doing? Which you very
Yes.
rightly said that uh, but that is not the we can continue to say about that, but we unless we give the solution, people will not understand what they have to do. If you say you don't do this, because that is what we always been told since childhood, don't do this, don't do this. So, but what do I do? That is nobody telling me. So
But
that is, you can also share something more about that now.
yeah. So the unfortunate part, Monica ji, is like we always talk about things as if it's doomsday, right?
Hmm.
We need to realize that we as humans have the power in us.
Hmm.
Either look, we only created this problem, which was not
Correct.
existing earlier, right?
Yes.
And we are also blessed enough to be addressing that problem.
Hmm.
We have been gifted with that intellect to say, okay, rather than just focusing and harping on the problem, what can we do about it, right?
Yes.
And there are so many things that we can do as individuals because the first thing that I hear from when I talk to people is, it's too big a problem to solve. What can I do,
Yeah.
right? But it's just a matter of that very small change that I, as a consumer, if I can change in myself
Yes.
and I consistently repeat that good
Yeah.
habit
Yes.
over my lifetime, it would be nothing short of a miracle that I would have accomplished,
Actually,
right?
Actually, I was just traveling to Patna actually last week, and I
Mm-hmm.
was going through from Patna to I was going to Bodh Gaya, and there was a lot of villages in between. So I was just seeing here and there, but there was hardly any kachra. You can say, no, the
Mm-hmm.
real kachra, the plastics was less there. But as soon as we reached the little city towards the city, there was so much landfill there.
Yeah,
So we can really understand that we talk about urbanization. No, we talk about urbanization, but this is what the urbanization has led to. As you rightly said, in old days, we never used to just throw away things. No, we kept on upcycling, using it in a different form. Like even the cow dung, I was finding like now it is available also on Amazon. They sell it on Amazon. But yeah, all the villagers were using that as biogas. The cow dung is like they use that, they put it on the walls to dry it up, and then they use this as a biogas, so nothing is wasted in that sense.
true.
Yeah, so
So,
that is how we can really go forward. Yes, please.
yes. So when we talk about urbanization, right, Monica, we kind of think of it as a life based on convenience,
Yeah.
right? Uh, it is about better infrastructure, better quality of life. Better quality of life doesn't necessarily mean that I order online. I can still
Hmm.
walk over to the Kirana store. That doesn't make my life less inconvenient, right?
Hmm.
So it is all a choice we make.
Yes.
Just because I have the luxury of ordering online and I keep browsing and I'm continuously bombarded with ads, and I have a credit card which helps me buy without realizing that my card limit is this much, and by first week of every month, the money is gone, right? So it is just about becoming aware
Okay.
that we are actually living in a fool's paradise. So
Actually.
urbanization is not the problem, actually.
Yeah.
We have associated urban living or urbanization with uh, mindless consumption.
Yes.
These
Yes.
two are not the same.
Right.
But well, broadband connectivity is available everywhere. Even in villages,
Yes.
everybody has a phone,
Yes.
right?
Yes. Yes.
But unfortunately, now we see even in tier two, tier three cities also that mindless consumption has come up because we are
Started.
associating successful living with aspirational living.
Yes.
It's a
Yes.
very,
Yes.
very materialistic, very superficial kind of thought process we have kind of put ourselves in.
Absolutely. I
So
absolutely agree on that, that we are not mindful of what we are consuming, what we are
true,
consuming in terms of food, in terms of our thoughts, what we are taking in through our all the senses actually. All the five
true.
senses, whatever we are taking is not absolutely mindful. So
Yeah,
if
it's
we are
only
able to be
nonsense.
yeah, if we are able to mindfully consume in through all of those senses, then our life will be more better. No, successful
Yeah,
life is not happy life always also. So you need to be really, really happy. Then only you are successful. That is a successful person who is a happy person. With the material
exactly.
benefits, that is not a success.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true.
So yeah. So how do you think this is creating a lot of impact on the society now? The work you are doing with Reimagined, how
Mhm.
is this creating impact in the society?
So, over the last 8 years, we have actually experimented and successfully managed to understand different waste materials. Like we work with denim, we work
Hmm.
with tire tube, we work with fabric, right? So, a wide range of materials which otherwise would have been dumped in the landfill or would have been burnt, right?
Hmm.
Now, instead of it reaching the landfill, they have been brought back into circulation
Hmm.
through repurposing or upcycling.
Hmm.
So, if you check out the website, you'll actually see that the goal is anything and everything that a consumer would need in everyday consumption,
Hmm.
right? Can that be created by repurposing an already discarded material,
Yeah.
right? And the idea is that if something is discarded, doesn't mean it's of poor quality. That
Right.
material might have reached its end of life in the current form. So when I
Yeah.
talk of tire tubes, right, those tire tubes have reached its end of life and they have been dumped.
Hmm.
Now imagine this again coming back into circulation as a wallet or a bag or something, which can also be a replacement to leather, right?
Hmm.
So there are two benefits to it. If I, as a consumer, if I'm buying that, one, I'm avoiding a product which would have used a new resource, At the same time, I'm helping bring back the same material into circulation, which would otherwise be ending up in a landfill, right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
there is a wide, our goal is to make upcycling an alternate lifestyle altogether. That is what we are attempting to do. Now, that is mainly SDG 12, right? Responsible consumption and production.
Yes.
Now, all these materials, right, before they get transformed into the end product, the journey it undergoes, there's a lot of back end work and lot of manual work that goes into transforming that waste, so-called waste actually, into a very, very high quality product. Now, that is where the other goal of dignity at work, right? Equality for everybody. So they're all interlinked. So the way the team works, the conditions under which the team operates, right? The sense of pride, the sense of dignity that they get by doing this work.
Yeah.
So we have chosen to make ethical and dignified work conditions as another foundation of our work.
Very good.
Right. So that way the team also takes a lot of pride into what they handcraft and create.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that is how we choose to work. That is, we can choose to work as a sweatshop if the focus is only on upcycling. But that is a conscious choice we have made, saying no, whatever we choose to do, we'll choose to do it the right way, the ethical way.
Yeah.
So that way the two foundation principles are the environment and also the society.
Society. Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
The dignity of labor for that person who is, because it is so difficult to get a ready-made thing and to make. Even the tailors will say, if you give me a ready-made cloth, I'll be happy to make it. But if you want me to bring it out from a bigger one to a smaller one, it takes me a lot of time to open it up and then do it again. So they also will refuse sometimes to do such kind of a work. But here you are actually doing it all that only. You are just focused only on that. So the labor which is working with you, the people who are working with you, hats off to them that they have that kind of a patience, and they kind also have that kind of a purpose for the society, because you have inculcated those values in your own organization, and that is what is going down to each one of them. Yeah.
Frankly, we wouldn't be where we are without that team, right? Their heart is in the right place. So even when we do the sampling work, they themselves take the call, is it good enough to be launched as a product? So I sit in Bangalore, the team sits in Kolkata.
Wow.
And it works beautifully because that is a sense of ownership that they have towards the work they do.
Right. Right. And when you're saying that you're sitting in Bangalore and they're sitting in Kolkata, so we are not over the head, no? People will say, unless you sit on the head, people will not work. And this is, you are absolutely denying that fact that people can work if they take the ownership, as you just said, that you have to make them part of it. So even if it are children at home, if you keep on telling them that, okay, I am responsible for the house, and you just keep living the way you want to live, that doesn't work. Every person in a corporate, in a factory, or in the house, if everybody of us take that onus of responsibility to do what we have to do towards the dignity of life or for the environment, I think it will be a better place for all of us.
Very true.
So how do you think now that when you're impacting so much in the society because of the work we are doing with you, and how do you think we can have some practical measures, no? Because people will always want to have some practical measures to which they can instantly do to become a responsible citizen.
So it's all about, I'll just share my own choices that I have made, which I feel are very, very basic, implementable things, right? I was not into mindless consumption, but I will also not say I was a conscious consumer, right? Depends on where you are in your journey, right? Don't keep someone else as your benchmark, saying, okay, that person is doing so much, I'm doing nothing. Leave it. I just can never get there.
Correct.
Point one is each one of us should identify where we stand. Say, very simple. If I kind of just shop, say, buy 5 outfits a month, right? And can I bring it down rather than 5? Can I start with bringing out to maybe 2? And from 2, you make it 0. I won't say from 5 you get to 0, because if you do that, you will last maybe for a couple of months and you'll be back to buying 5 or even 8 later.
More, yeah.
Right?
Actually.
So become aware of what your own consumption looks like today. What is it that you are buying in your everyday, be it clothes, be it shoes, or be it home decor, or be it home, we just buy. So
Yes.
figure out from your own bill saying what is it that you're consuming more of, right? Bring it down step by step.
Yes.
And over a period of, set yourself that target saying in the next 10 months, I will get there. Don't compare yourself to someone else's journey.
Yeah.
Right? I still don't generate that kind of waste which fits into a glass jar.
Yeah.
And I'm not even targeting that. Okay.
Right.
That is not even a benchmark I've set for myself. Similarly, you set your own benchmark and slowly reduce it, right?
Yes.
And whatever you're buying, please take the trouble of reading up on that product.
Yeah.
What is it made of? Who has made it? How has that been made, right? There can be a huge global brand which is selling 10% off, 50% off and all. Step one, do you need it? Step two, who has made that outfit that you're purchasing? Where has that been made, under what conditions, right? We feel, oh, that's a different thing, I can't make a difference. But just by choosing to invest in a brand that is paying decent, dignified wages to the people, right?
Right.
Do you really need that 70% off? Or can you indirectly contribute to the salary of a person who is creating that product in good condition, right?
Absolutely.
Indirectly, are you supporting sweatshop or are you supporting ethical work?
Yeah.
This is the power of the consumer, which we really underestimate.
Actually.
Right? Are you buying products that are cruelty-free? Or are you buying products loaded with chemicals and which have been lab tested on animals? Right? Particularly when you know that everywhere we are bombarded with pollution and chemical stuff, why do you again want to consume more chemicals, right?
Yes.
And if somebody is doing something with a lot of attention to detail and care and effort, is it not only you will also feel good that when you're able to support somebody who is doing something right.
Yes.
Right? Instead of buying something which is 500 off, maybe pay 50 rupees more for someone and you have actually contributed to a significant cost. That is what it's all about, right? They're all interlinked.
Absolutely.
So these very small things, right? And rather than buying an outfit and wearing it just for that one night, can you pick up something from the wardrobe and reuse it? Right? And now it's actually cool fashion that even the influencers are like, I am repeating my outfit.
Oh my God.
Cool one
That is
there.
so like parents, we keep on, we have always worn, like I know so many people who have worn their mother's outfits on their weddings and now they are just publicizing it.
Exactly. That's such a cool thing to do. Now you become the trendsetter, right?
Yeah.
So it needs a lot of courage to be the odd one out because
Yes.
people want to be part of the herd. Now,
Yes.
why, when you are being given a chance to be the leader, right, the influencer amongst your own circles, why don't you just grab that opportunity and do it? Right?
Correct.
Very simple, everyday things. Break up that huge environmental crisis into smaller bits.
Yeah.
That is a circle of concern. Circle of influence might be a dot, but that
Very
dot,
small.
when you keep repeating it and make it, internalize it, you won't believe the impact that one individual can make. It's amazing. It's phenomenal. It's very simple that way.
Right. No, even I also believe like that. Like in my college days, actually, I was able to keep only 4 pair of shoes, like one black and white, and one maroon probably.
Yeah.
And
Neutral colors.
neutral colors which will go with every outfit. And my fellow my cousins and my peer group, they used to say, why do you have to just keep, there are so many colors out in the market and why do you keep only 3 colors? I said, this is enough for me.
Yeah,
Why do I have
exactly.
to buy so many? Like white will go with the light colors and the black will go with the dark colors, so that's okay.
Good enough, right?
Yeah. So people used to think like that, and I used to say no, but I never found this odd. Like I didn't want to have a firozi and a yellow and a different colors in my shoes. So that
True.
is how I have also grown up in that kind of a
We
mind
all
state.
have. We
Yes,
all have
that
actually.
okay to be having less, good pair of shoes which can last longer than having all flimsy ones which will just break out in 1 2 wears. Even clothes you buy good ones which can be repeated, and probably your next cousin would also wear the same clothes in
Correct.
initially. That is how
Hand-me-downs.
they were.
Yes.
Yeah, we were giving those them also. But today everybody wants to have a new one for every occasion because the Instagram pictures will be repeatedly shown and they want to have a different outfit for every occasion. Yeah,
Yes.
so this is the consumption we are really talking about, and everybody's aware of what they are doing actually, but that conscious sometimes is not permitting them to bring
Yeah.
out
So
change.
to avoid temptation, a simple way would be to delete the apps that are there on the phones.
Yes,
You will,
actually.
then the temptation will slowly fade away, right? The apps kind of keep bombarding us with. Start with deleting the apps, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Automatically,
First,
you will realize your
technology.
bills have come down.
Yeah, the technology is the first thing we have to mindfully use. No, the technology is a
Yes,
boon and a bane at the same time. So how we are using the technology to make us little more towards mindlessness or mindfulness. That is what I must also
we
say.
have the choice. Yeah.
We always have the choice. Yes. So yeah,
Yes.
this is so wonderful, Shelza, and I'm sure a lot of people have got a lot of insights from what we have spoken about. So how can we now have a message for the audience? Like I know there, the whole conversation was like a big, big message for all of us. But yes, in very short, what is one message you want to just give us to all of us?
As I keep saying, never underestimate the power of one individual consumer.
Yeah,
It is just that one baby step. Slowly, you start walking down that path. You would have actually created a trail for others to follow.
yeah,
So get started somewhere. That is good
hmm.
enough. Make a beginning. That's all
Yeah,
I keep saying. So,
absolutely. Just start. Don't wait
exactly.
for that right day, for that right moment. Today is the day, and this is the
Exactly.
moment. So just start
Absolutely.
right away. As soon as you watch this video, just start away and delete your apps. Is what I
Amazing.
can
Yeah.
also say. And because how I appreciate Shailaja, that how she was a corporate person, she started to just invest her weekends to all of these. Just a single woman who started on all of this, and then going, the whole colony followed. And then now she's already a startup person who is making goods out of things which are thrown, but she's picking up those and upcycling, and very beautiful word, repurposing it for the purpose is very beautiful what she's doing. Thank you so much, Shalja. It was really wonderful speaking to you.
Same
Very
here, Monica.
insightful and very heartwarming. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me over. Thank you.